Yuta Watanabe is scorching hot right now in the Brooklyn Nets. The 28-year-old small forward currently became the best bench player on the Brooklyn Nets. He's also playing really good right now. Finally, after 5 years bouncing around the NBA and the G League, Yuta found a comfort place where he can settle up and be a star. Well, his stats doesn't look like a stats of a star player, but admit it, he is one of the most loved players in the Brooklyn, besides KD and Kyrie Irving. Anyway, unlike most players in NBA, Yuta is not from the US. He also not come from Europe or Africa. Most of the players in NBA are either American, European or African, but Yuta, he came from Japan, one of the most famous island nation in Asia. With him coming from Japan, you might be thought that Yuta is the first and only Japanese-born player in the Brooklyn Nets, but in reality, Yuta isn't the first Japan-born player in the Nets. He's the second. Wow, how surprising is this? So, who is the first Japan-born player in Nets? The answer might be a little bit surprising. The first Japan-born player in the Brooklyn Nets is Cam Thomas. Cameron Bochi Thomas, also known as Cam Thomas, is a Japanese-born American player that currently on his second year in the Brooklyn Nets. Although he was born in Japan, but he is a US citizen. His parents is American. He got born in Japan because when he was still in his mother's stomach, his mother was working at Japan. Thomas' mother was a soldier, and at the time, she was sent for a duty in Japan. Anyway, there's another fun fact. Both Yuta Watanabe and Cam Thomas was born in the same prefecture. For you that do not familiar with that word, prefecture is similar like states in the US. There are 47 prefectures in Japan right now, and the Brooklyn Nets players, Yuta and Thomas, was born in the same prefecture, Kanagawa Prefecture. Kanagawa Prefecture is one of the most populous prefecture in Japan. With 9.2 million population, Kanagawa is the second most populous prefecture in Japan. There are 29 cities in Kanagawa. Some of them are big and famous cities like Yokohama, Kawasaki, Yokosuka, Sagamihara, and many more. Yuta Watanabe himself was born in the capital city of Kanagawa, Yokohama. Meanwhile, Cam Thomas was born in the fifth biggest city in the Kanagawa, Yokosuka. It's cool to know these facts. Not many people know that there are two Japan-born players in the Brooklyn Nets. Most of the fans only know that there are two Japan-born players that currently play in NBA. It is Yuta Watanabe and Rui Hachimura. But in fact, there are currently three Japan-born players in NBA: Yuta Watanabe, Rui Hachimura, and Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas, although he was born in Japan, but he is a US citizen. He was raised in US and going to an American high school and college. So, he basically just born in Japan. He don't have any roots there. I just wonder what will happen if Thomas play for the Japan national team. If Thomas is a Japan citizen, there is no doubt that he will be selected to the Japan national team. I mean, he is an NBA player. Of course, he will be selected to the Japan national team. But unfortunately, he holds an American passport. I also don't think that he can play in Japan as a local player, although he was born in Japan. But he not grew up in there, so I think even if he naturalized himself to be a Japan citizen, FIBA will consider him as a naturalized player for Japan, not a local player. Same like Yuta Watanabe, Thomas currently also playing well with the Brooklyn Nets. He is currently averaging around 7 points with 40% shooting off the bench. He is, of course, not playing as good as Yuta this season, but he also not playing bad. He's still young. Thomas is still 21 years young. He still got a lot of potential. Meanwhile, Yuta, he is far more older than Thomas. Yuta currently is 28 years old. He is 7 years older than Cam Thomas. So, his prospect isn't as big as Cam Thomas. Japan is starting to crouching around the NBA right now. Although basketball is not one of the most top sports in Japan, but in these years, there are always a good Japanese player that playing in the US. Besides Rui Hachimura and Yuta Watanabe, Japan now also have Yuda Baba. Yuda Baba might be never play in NBA regular season or playoff, but he has played in the NBA preseason. In 2019, Yuda Baba was selected as one of the players to be included in Dallas Mavericks preseason roster. He don't get much playing time there, but still, it's cool that he can make it that far. Currently, Yuta Baba is still around the Dallas Mavericks. He's now in the Dallas Mavericks G-League team, the Texas Legends. Mavericks, always known for its love to the Asian player. They always have Asian players on their summer league, preseason, G-League, or NBA team. Currently, that Asian player is Yuta Baba. Hopefully, one day, Yuta Baba can make it to the NBA. If he can play standout in the G-League, I believe he will get a call-up from an NBA team. Hopefully, that thing can happen. I love to see a Japanese player in NBA, especially Yuta Baba. He is so athletic. He playing like Westbrook. He is more athletic than Rui Hachimura and Yuta Watanabe. He could do a hard fast break dunk with ease. He will be a fun player if he can make it to the NBA. Alright folks, that's all for today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it so I can activate my monetization and gaining money from this platform. Alright, thanks for watching and see you on the next clips.